So why are there no videos on this, the Godox LC30D? Well, now there is. Hi, I'm Kenny B. I don't like to waste time on long intros, so let's go. Alright, so when you order the Godox LC30D, you get this red box right here. It has Lightmons across the top, which I think is short for light monsters because the horn, kind of like Pokemon, is short for pocket monsters. Big deal, whatever. When you open the box, you'll see you will get the manual for the LC30D. You get your light right here, which we'll take a look at in a second. You get your power cord right here. You also get your power adapter. I believe they also throw in a little stand as well. Pretty cool, but there's no carrying case, there's no sleeve, there's no nothing. With this out of the way, let's take a look at the actual LC30D. You can see it has this plasticky build. On the front, you have your LED array with some plastic covering it. And on the bottom, you have your 1/4 inch or tripod mount if you want to mount this to anything like the little stand that they give you. All right, on the back, you have your power button. You have your LCD screen up here. You have your output dial here and your mode button. And of course, the DC 14 volt input. And that's pretty much it. It is a tiny little guy, as you can see. It's actually not much bigger than a soda can. I actually brought a soda can just to show you how big it is. And it's about 3.5 inches tall. So it's a very little guy. It's very portable, it would seem. And honestly, it's built kind of nice. I'm not upset about this, but yeah, you are rocking with the little dude right here. All right, so let's talk specs. According to Godox, the LC30D has a CRI rating of about 95 plus. It also has a TLCI rating of about 96 plus. And overall, it's just not a bad looking little unit. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's see how this little guy performs. What I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna take down my main light, screw in this light, no softbox or anything, keep it at the same range, and we're gonna test to see how powerful this is. Again, I'm gonna have to plug this in and we'll go into intervals. I'm not gonna change anything on my camera when it comes to the settings. In fact, I will put my settings down at the bottom somewhere so you can see, and we'll go through the percentages of power we will get with the LC30D. It's just so small. Okay, so this is the LC30D at 25% at the same range, pointing right at my face. Now let's go to 50%. Okay, this is 50% with the LC30D. I mean, you can already tell this thing is pretty powerful, but let's kick it up to 75%. Okay, this is 75% with the LC30D. It is blinding at this point. Do not look at it, but let's kick it up to 100%. This is 100% with the LC30D. It is super bright. It is like staring at the sun. You can see it has filled my room. So if you're worrying about if this light is strong enough, it is definitely super strong. I don't know why I'm talking louder as if like this is somehow hurting my ears. It's super blinding. Now, I couldn't find any mention of a fan, like an internal fan on the LC30D for cooling. In fact, Godox simply said they use scientific cooling to keep this from overheating, whatever scientific cooling means. But when you turn it on, I think I can hear one. So I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to do 25, 50, 75, 100. I'm going to put this up against the microphone so you can hear what I hear, because I'm definitely hearing something. All right, so this is 0%, obviously, putting up against the mic. %. I think you'd hear it a little bit. %. This is okay. This is at 75%. And now this is 100%. And if I'm quiet, you hear that, right? Scientific cooling. I'm pretty sure there's a fan in here. I just can't see one. Okay, now it's time to talk about the modes on this thing. So let's go over that right now. Now to get to your modes, we're gonna turn this on to 8%. You gotta hold this down And there's 8 modes. You can see right now I am on TV. And then I think I turn it this way. Yep, this is going to be Storm 1, Storm 2, Storm 3, then we have Flash 1, Flash 2, Flash 3, we have Broken Bulb, which, there you go, you get that flicker. And the last one again is TV, just in case you want to mimic somebody watching TV somewhere. 8 modes, there you go. And I don't want any of them. So we just hold the mode button down and we're back to our regular scheduled program. And you can see the LCD monitor is pretty nice. You can see that, I think, on a bright day, no problem. So not bad. Now it's time to talk about use. Now this is tiny, it's super portable, but you have to plug it in, which just kind of makes me feel, I guess, confused, because this screams production, like field production to me. But if you have to plug it in, you really can't go far because you have to be tied to an outlet. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna connect this to a battery plate with an NPF battery and see if it works that way. So I'm gonna do that right now. All right, now I have my NPF battery plate. I have the cord right here to go into the DC, and I have these 2 chonky boys, the 6600 milliamp NPF 970s on here. I'm gonna connect it to the LC30D, just like so, and I'm gonna power it on. Now, as you can see, with the 2 on here, we can get all the way to 100, no problem. And I'm gonna do that now for you, just to show you that we can. If I take one of these batteries off, turning this off first, take one of these batteries off, and just have the one, it does not work. So you still need 2 NPF batteries to power this thing. You know what else needs 2 NPF batteries to power it? Kind of feels like the big brother to this thing is the Godox ML60. Now, as you can see, the Godox ML60 is way bigger. I mean, I believe the ML60 is 60 watt. Obviously, the LC30D, I think, is 14 watts, I'm pretty sure. But you can see they are totally different animals. This is a huge flippin' light, and it's made for portability. It actually came with those batteries and the battery plate, and it needs both to work, where this is like a quarter of its, half of its size almost, and it still needs 2 batteries to work, which is very interesting. So what else I find interesting is the LC30D at the time of this recording is about $85. But if you want to buy a battery plate, if you want to buy a cord, if you want to buy 2 NPF batteries to power this thing so you can take it in the field, it's going to cost you a lot of money. It's going to cost you like $170 for all that stuff. And when you're spending $170, you might as well get the 60W, which is the Godox, I think, SL60W. It's about $130, $120, something like that. And that plugs into the wall and you get a lot more boom for your buck, where this, you need to add all this stuff to get the kind of capability you would want to in a portable light. Now the ML60 is about $269, but you get all that stuff in the package and a nice carrying case. So this is kind of like a weird, I don't know if it's weird, but it's just a little strange how they're introducing this. I mean, Godox is marketing this as a desk light, something for streaming, which makes sense. It's small, you plug it in, you leave it on your desk and you forget about it. Although there's no remote or anything like that, which would have been nice as well. But this just, to me at least, screams field production. And if they could somehow, I don't know, make it longer and have an internal battery, or just include more things in the box, like battery plate or something like that, and charge like 130, I would not have mind at all. But $85 for something that needs to be plugged in, I'm not sure, but it does have a lot of power. If you're using this for streaming, everybody's gonna see you. Everybody is gonna see you and your room. So it's not a bad buy, but I would definitely think about getting perhaps the big brother like the ML60 if you want that portability, or if you don't mind plugging into the wall, go with the SL60W, but it is way larger. But if you want something for streaming and you don't have to worry about output, if it's going to be too bright, if it's not going to be bright enough, this is definitely for you, the LC30D. It's a decent little camera. It's a decent little light, and it's really not bad at all. So I give it like a An A minus? I'll give it an A minus. That's what I'll do. All right, that's the video. I am Kenny B. Don't want to waste your time. Like, sub, bell, bye. By the way, I'm not sponsored by Coke. I wish I was though. That's delicious.